Hello guys, welcome back to this new series on Microsoft Azure fundamentals. So this series will focus on exam AZ-900, which is conducted by Microsoft for all those professionals, technology professionals who wants to demonstrate the foundational knowledge of cloud concepts in general and Microsoft Azure in particular. So in this series, I would like to share with you all the complete details of this exam and how to crack this exam. So this exam is a common starting point in the journey towards a career in Azure. And we can describe Azure architectural components and Azure services such as compute, networking, and storage. And we can describe features and tools to secure, govern, and administer Azure. And we should have skills and experience working with an area of IT, such as infrastructure management, database management, and software development. And next thing is related to schedule of exam. To schedule the exam, we need to pay the fees, which is decided, the amount is decided by the country in which we are residing. And being an Indian, I would search India and let's see what is the price. So the price of this exam for Indians is 3696 INR. So the skills measured in this exam are first of all cloud concepts. A basic understanding of cloud concepts is required. That is 25 to 30% questions are asked from this topic. So we can expect questions from Azure architecture and services between 35 to 40% of the total questions. And third is Azure management and governance. It is also a good topic, an interesting topic in Azure, which comprises almost 30 to 35% of questions. Now, there are two ways to prepare for this exam. First one is self-paced and second one is instructor-led. I would suggest you to go with self-paced as it provides a deep understanding and in less time you can prepare more. Okay. Now, the learning path is provided in this self-paced course and all the three topics are provided. And then when you click on this link, then a new page will be opened under training. Now, Microsoft Azure Fundamental describe cloud concepts. Okay, this is a site in which all the information about fundamentals, cloud concepts is provided, and it also shows the time which is required and the level. Level is just beginner, and there are 3 modules in this. Now we can start preparing for this using this, and then next is describe cloud computing. All these topics are provided in this. After that, what are the benefits of using cloud services? So all these topics are provided under this heading. Now moving on towards the instructor led. This is the another mode of preparation for this exam. So let's start with the Microsoft Azure fundamentals questions for the AZ-900 exam. So this is a very reliable site, itexams.com, from which I will be discussing all the questions. Total number of questions are 441 as the last updated on August 15, 2023. Now let's see which type of questions are asked in this exam. So first one is question 1, drag and drop type of question. Match the cloud model to the correct advantage. So instructions are also there. Kindly read the instruction before attempting the question. To answer, drag the appropriate cloud model from the column on the left to its advantage to its on the right. Okay, so these are cloud model and these are work area. You just need to pick and drop down in this work area. Each correct match is worth 1 point. So the answer to this question is cloud model and work area is there. So this is work area in which we need to provide our answer. So public cloud where no required capital expenditure is there. Private cloud requires provide complete control over security, whereas hybrid cloud provides a choice to use on-premises or cloud-based resources. So like this, we need to drag and drop our selected answer in the work area. This is provided here, public cloud. With the public cloud, there is no capital expenditure on server, hardware, etc. Now next is private cloud. Private cloud exists on premises, so you have complete control over security. So private cloud are very secure, whereas hybrid cloud is a mix of public cloud resources and on-premises resources. Therefore, you have a choice to use either. Now the next question is question number 2. Hotspot is given. For each of the selected following statements, select yes if the statement is true, otherwise select no. So these type of questions are asked in this Azure 900 exam. So these are statements, and here it is provided yes or no. We just need to select yes or no. We can extend a private cloud by adding its own physical servers to the public cloud. So the answer is no. Why the answer is no? Because you can't add physical servers to the public cloud. You can only deploy virtual servers in the public cloud, and you can extend a private cloud by deploying virtual servers in a public cloud. This would create a hybrid cloud. Now, next is, to provide a hybrid cloud, you must deploy resources to the public cloud. So the answer is yes. A hybrid cloud is a combination of private cloud and a public cloud. Therefore, to create a hybrid cloud, you must deploy the resources to the public cloud. Now, third statement is, a private cloud must be disconnected from the internet. So answer is no. Why answer is no? Because it is not true that a private cloud must be disconnected from the internet. Private clouds can be, and most commonly are, connected to the internet. Private cloud means that the physical servers are managed by you. It doesn't mean that it is disconnected from the internet. Now question number 3. You have 50 virtual machines hosted on premises and 50 virtual machines hosted in Azure. Now the on-premises virtual machines that the Azure virtual machine connect to each other. Which type of cloud model is this? So the correct answer is hybrid model. Question number 4 is, for each of the following statements, select yes if the statement is true, otherwise select no. So these are statements, and here is yes or no. So let's see with the answer. A platform as a service solution that hosts web apps in Azure provides full control of the operating system that hosts applications. So the answer is no, because a PaaS solution does not provide access to the operating system. The Azure Web App Service provides an environment for you to host your web applications. Behind the scenes, the web apps are hosted on virtual machines running IIS. However, you have no direct access to the virtual machine, the operating system, or IIS. Now next point is, a platform as a service solution that hosts web apps in Azure can be provided with additional memory by changing the pricing tier. So the answer is yes. The statement is correct. Now, a platform as a service solution that hosts web apps in Azure can be configured to automatically scale the number of instances based on demand. Yes, that is the advantage of using cloud as a service. So PaaS solution that hosts web apps in Azure does provide the ability to scale the platform automatically. This is known as auto scaling. Behind the scenes, the web apps are hosted on virtual machines running IIS. Auto scaling means adding more load balanced virtual machines to host the web apps. Now the next question is, this question is a part of series of questions that present the same scenario. Each question in the series contain a unique solution that might meet the stated goals. Some questions sets might have more than one correct solution, while others might not have a correct solution. After you answer a question in this section, you will not be able to return to it. As a result, these questions will not appear in the review screen. Your company plans to migrate all its data and resources to Azure. The company's migration plan states that only platform as a service solution must be used in Azure. You need to deploy an Azure environment that meets the company migration plan. Solution is, you create Azure virtual machines, Azure SQL databases, and Azure storage accounts. Does this meet the goal? So the answer is yes or no. Let's see the correct answer. Correct answer is no. Platform as a service is a complete development and deployment environment in the cloud. Platform as a service includes the infrastructure, servers, storage, and networking, but also middleware, development tools, business intelligence services, database management services, and more. So platform as a service is designed to support the complete web application life cycle. that is building, testing, deploying, managing, and updating. However, virtual machines are the example of infrastructure as a service. IaaS is an instant computing infrastructure provisioned and managed over the internet. Now, the next question is question number 6. Your company plans to deploy several custom applications to Azure. The applications will provide invoicing services to the customers of the company. Each application will have several prerequisite applications and services installed. So you need to recommend a cloud deployment solution for all the applications. What should you recommend? So you should recommend infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service is an instant computing infrastructure provisioned and managed over the internet. Now, infrastructure as a service provider manage the infrastructure while you purchase, install, configure, and manage your own software. Software as a service and platform as a service are used in different case scenario. Now, the next question is question number 7. For each of the following statements, select yes if the statement is true, otherwise select no. So you can notice that most of the questions are like they have provided statements and asking for true or false, that statements are correct or not. So let's see. Building a data center infrastructure is an example of operational expenditure cost. So the answer is no, because building a data center infrastructure is a capital expenditure, not operation expenditure, because we are investing on capital, not on any particular operation. Next statement is monthly salaries for technical personnel are an example of operational expenditure cost. So the answer is true, correct. Operation expenditure is ongoing cost such as staff salaries. Next point is leasing software is an example of operational expenditure cost. So the answer is yes. Operational expenditure is ongoing cost such as leasing software, and if you have purchased the software as a one-off purchase, that would be capital expenditure, but leasing software is ongoing, so it's operational expenditure. Now the next question is question number 8. To complete the sentence, select the appropriate option in the answer area. Azure Cosmos DB is an example of platform as a service offering. So this is the correct answer. Now the next question is question number 9. For each of the following statements, select yes if the statement is true, otherwise select no. So statements are, with software as a service, you must apply software updates. Answer is no. For this, you should know what is software as a service. Now, next is, with infrastructure as a service, you must install the software that you want to use, because we are on infrastructure and we need to install the software that we want to use on the infrastructure provided as a service. So this answer is true, is correct. Azure Backup is an example of platform as a service. Yes, it is also correct. But why software as a service? We can't apply software updates, because we are getting softwares to be used as a service, and to apply software updates, we need to perform updates on that particular softwares. For this, we need to understand what is SaaS. Okay, so we need to discuss that in detail. So software as a service allows user to connect to and use the cloud-based apps over the internet. Common examples are email, calendaring, and office tools. In this scenario, you run your own apps and therefore require an infrastructure. Okay, for running a software as a service, we need to acquire an infrastructure, and we can run our own apps on that. Okay, now the next question is question number 10. We need to select true or false. You can create a resource group inside of another resource group. Is it correct? No, it is not correct. We can't create a resource group inside another resource group. Resource group will be separate. Now, next point is an Azure virtual machine can be in multiple resource groups. So it is also false, because each resource can exist in only one resource group. Okay. Now, next point is A resource group can contain resources from multiple Azure regions. Yes, that is correct. Resources from multiple different regions can be placed in a resource group, and the resource group only contains the metadata about the resources it contains. Now the next question is question number 11. For each of the following statements, select yes if the statement is true, otherwise select no. So I guess most of the questions would be like this only. So you need to be thorough with the statements and you should be confident enough. So for this, I would recommend you to go through the self-paced course provided by Microsoft Azure on its official website, and you will definitely gain confidence before appearing in this exam. And these questions will give you an idea which type of questions are asked and how to perform well in this exam and clear it in the very first attempt. Okay, so let's see the statements and what is the answer. So Microsoft SQL Server 2019 installed on an Azure virtual machine is an example of platform as a service. So the answer is no. Okay, because this is a software and we have installed it on Azure virtual machine. So it is not an example of platform as a service. Now, next is Azure SQL database. It is an example of platform as a service. Yes, it is an example of platform as a service because we are using Azure SQL database. Now, next is Azure Cosmos DB is an example of software as a service. So, it is also false. So, till 11 questions, we have made a conclusion. We can make a conclusion that the questions are based on statements and we need to be thorough with these statements. These are general statements, and these are services which are provided by Azure. These are most important, and you need to go through and you need to understand the very basics of such services which are provided by Azure, and all the and also the examples which are provided under these headings. Next is question number 12. Question number 12 is to complete the sentence, select the appropriate answer. Okay, so we need to select the appropriate answer from these four options. A Microsoft SQL Server database that is hosted in the cloud and has software updates managed by Azure is an example of platform as a service. You can see the answer is also platform as a service. So I would say that you should go through all these services which are provided by Azure. Now question number 13. Your company plans to migrate all its data and resources to Azure. The company's migration plan states that only platform as a service solution must be used in Azure. Now you need to deploy an Azure environment that meets the company's migration plan. What should you create? So you should create option number C is the best, that Azure App Service and Azure SQL databases, because you are planning to migrate all the data and resources, and you need to perform only on platform as a service solutions. So C option is correct. Azure App Service and Azure SQL databases are example of Azure platform as a service solutions. So as mentioned in the question, you have to perform only the platform as a service solutions. So the answer is Azure App Service and Azure SQL databases. And this solution does meet the goal. Now question number 14. What does a customer provide in a software as a service model? So what does the customer provide? Okay. So customer provides the application data in a software as a service model. Software as a service provides a complete software solution which you purchase as pay as you go basis from the cloud service provider. You rent the use of an app for your organization and your users connect to it over the internet, usually with a web browser. All of the underlying infrastructure, middleware, app software and app data are located in the service provider data center. The service provider manages the hardware and the software, and with the appropriate service agreement will ensure the availability and security of the app and your data as well. So this is all about SaaS as a service, software as a service. Now question number 15. You need to select true or false. The statement are correct or not. Let's see. Azure Files is an example of infrastructure as a service. So the answer is yes. Statement is correct. A DNS server that runs on an Azure virtual machine is an example of platform as a service. Answer is yes. Microsoft Intune is an example of software as a service. Microsoft Intune is a software, right? So we use it as a software, so it is also correct. So guys, that's all in this video. We will continue with the further questions in the next video. Just I would like to say that you should complete the entire series before attempting this AZ-900 exam by Microsoft Azure. And through these videos, you would be getting a deeper understanding of questions, and you would be attempting it with more confidence, and will be clearing for sure in the very first attempt. That's all. Thank you.